guys, welcome back to Aesthetics. In today's video, we are going to go over how to draw with texture brushes on Procreate. Stepping away from our comfort zone and trying out some different tools, especially when it comes to textures, can be scary, but it's so important as an artist to experiment and to try out different things because you never know what you're gonna bump into and you never know what you're gonna come out with. So let's dive right in. All right, let's go into our Procreate, open up a canvas, doesn't really matter what size. I'm going to probably make mine a full screen eventually and set my background color to a little bit of a tan color. That's up to you, whatever your preference is. Go into your textures tab and we are going to use 3 textures today. 1 to draw with, 1 to fill in with, and 1 to do the background. And it's nice to always test out the textures. I make it a little bit big and see what it looks like on the canvas. All right, notice the difference between the different textures, and you can also choose which one you want to fill in with, to draw with. I already have an idea. The Tarkine is usually my background, but that's up to you. You can mix it up and whatnot, or you can follow along with what I'm doing. If it helps you to remember better which texture is which, you can always write down the name of the tools as well. I was doing that when I was first beginning to experiment with textures, just because it helped me keep everything organized. But if you have a great memory and you're very detail oriented, then you don't have to do this. Awesome. So let's make it small and put it into the corner of our screen, and let's start our sketch. Today we are going to be sketching one of my characters. It is called the Blind Raven. Why is it called that? Because he doesn't have any eyes. So for this one, I'm using the Signet brush. It's kind of close to a pencil, but not really. Obviously, you can see the rough edges. Definitely a really nice texture brush to draw with, and it'll just help you kind of loosen up your grip. It'll help you loosen up your lines and have a more organic flowing form. The nice thing about working on Procreate is I can start off big and I can always reduce the size of the image to continue to add on to it. And I feel like sometimes that helps me with anatomy, it helps me with little details. So if you guys haven't tried it out, definitely give it a shot. Sometimes it's better to start with texture tools, honestly, because I feel like when I'm drawing with a pencil right from the start, my lines can honestly become a little bit more rigid, and I'm worried a lot about the finer details right from the beginning phase, when that's something that should come later on after your initial sketch is done. But if you start with the texture brushes, you'll have more movement. To fill it in with the base, I'm just going to use the same tool, but I'm just going to increase the size. And look, it comes out really nice. You can definitely see more of the texture because it's bigger. And yeah, I really like it. What do you guys think? Drop a comment down below. And how's your piece coming out if you are following along? I'd love to hear about it. All right, let's go into our other texture brush now. And definitely don't forget to open up a new layer. For whatever new layers I'm opening up, I don't know if you noticed, but I'm opening them on the bottom of what I've already made. And just start going in and creating some dark spaces, adding some value. You guys can definitely go with whatever you feel is right as well. And just, brush around, experiment a little, see how it feels. Start giving it a little bit of depth, a little bit more form and shape. same thing, increasing the brush size to see more of the texture and adding a little bit more dark areas, layering it up. That way you can really see the different layers as well. It's kind of like when you're painting, right? Like the more layers you add on, you can see the depth, you can see the thickness of the layers. It's the same thing with these layers. It's the same thing with the tools and the textures. Okay, and for the last part, we're gonna go into the Tarkine tool and I'm gonna add my background. Usually this is the one that I use for all my backgrounds. It just looks really good. I like the feel of it. It makes me feel like I'm actually working on a real canvas. And I like adding different colors on top of it as well. And the more you go in, you can see that it kind of starts smoothing out, and it also depends on what color you use. But definitely give it a shot and see how you guys like it. And if you want, you can try a different tool as well. It doesn't have to be this one. All right, going in, just adding some final touches to it, and then I think we'll call it a day. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys found this video valuable. If you did, definitely drop a comment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Sending lots of love, lots of good vibes. Peace.